Are you a top producing loan officer or a broker owner and you're stuck at the same income level no matter how many hours you put in? Today, I'm going to reveal the number one reason that I have found most people in the mortgage business hit a wall and exactly how you can break through that. Now, spoiler, it's not rates, it's not your leads or your sales skills, it's not the market. It's the thing that I feel a lot of people, a lot of successful people like myself even, don't realize until it's too late or unless you get someone to help point these things out to you. So if you're new to this channel, I'm Megan, a 20-year veteran in the mortgage industry and an expert and consultant on all things becoming, opening, running a mortgage brokerage. So here's the hard truth for all of you stuck in the mud. You're doing everything yourself a lot of times, or too many things yourself. You're too afraid or not allowed, if you work somewhere, to get the help that you need. You are hiring and managing processors, the loan process, or even worse, you're processing yourself, chasing paperwork, handling client calls, managing your pipeline. Sound familiar? Broker owners, are you depositing your closing checks? Are you handling lender signups, Secretary of State filings? Okay, you got to where you are by being hands-on, and I get that. But now that same habit is what's capping your growth. You're working in your business, but you're not working on it. And I know we've all heard that term before, but it's why you're stuck at 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, maybe even some of you, it's 500,000, but you want to get to the next level. And you can't break into bringing in seven figures. I have worked with hundreds of professionals who have hit a ceiling. I've hit the ceiling myself after 5 years in a row of doing the same exact production, volume, income back years ago. And I want to talk to you in this video about how I got myself unstuck as an originator and how I learned to generate and bring in over $1 million a year in revenue for our mortgage brokerage. The difference between those who scale and those who stall are some of the things we're going to talk about. People who start scaling, they are willing to invest and work with mentors who can help them see their blind spots and their gaps of their process. And they push them to do things that are uncomfortable. Sometimes that's getting the right support systems that work for you so that you can focus on growth and not paperwork, not the things that don't make you money. What I want to do today is show you the steps that top loan officers and brokers are taking that they're using to scale with outsourced support without sacrificing client service, without feeling like you're out of control. So by this end of this video, I want you to have an idea on what should you consider outsourcing first? How do you make sure you keep quality? What's the real return on investment of having the right support? And then how do you get started? Even if you failed before, or you didn't like the support maybe that you've tried. I feel like there are two main places you can get stuck in the mortgage industry. You can get stuck as an originator, as a loan officer, but you'll also get stuck again as a broker owner if you've taken the steps towards becoming that broker owner already and you're experiencing it. So let's start with my favorite thing, which is putting real numbers to this. So we're going to put some real numbers next to your actions just for a minute. So let's say you're making $200,000 and you work 60 hours a week, right? You're paying yourself $65 an hour, but you're doing $15 an hour tasks, right? Every hour you spend on administrative work, stuff that doesn't make you money after you've already gotten the business, is an hour you're not building relationships or closing deals or spending time with your family. And this includes if you're managing the people who are doing the admin work. One of my clients was losing about 15 hours a week throughout the year until we fixed it. And another one wasn't outsourcing, but once she put things in place, I want you to listen to what she told me in our meeting.
So I think mentorship is huge from somebody who has grown, which there's very few of us who has grown to be as big as our company. Not running your broker shop like you're a loan officer that has a couple of people working with you and a processor. Like it has to be you're running it like a lender. You have all the softwares. You have the proper support. You're looking at KPIs, like you're looking at your numbers. You know your break-even point. All of that is super important, and most broker shops don't do. And
It's
because
amazing, right?
it's
When you and I have talked and we've each shared things where it's like, I don't do that. I don't do that. How do you do that? And then we both implement in our brokerages.
And we've learned from each other. But imagine if we had a mentor who taught us from day one, somebody like you who sat with me and said, Talita, move processing, do outside processing, do the like I would have been millions of dollars
Oh my
more,
gosh.
because at the end of the day, unless you are originating, and people get this twisted, and this is very important, most people who make money as a broker, they making money because they're still a loan officer, so they're
Mhm.
making money off of their loans, and they're not making as much money or nothing or very little off of other loan officers, because again the cost is pretty extensive. So you have to do it a certain way for you to truly become a business owner, like me and Megan, where we have stepped out of origination, and we're actually making money off of our brokerage and our loan officers and not originating. But it's very hard to do that. Like you need to do it the right way or the numbers don't work.
So start with the biggest time drains or responsibilities that you can offload, things that you can put in place and utilize, things like lender signups and renewals, auditing closed files, Secretary of State filings. There are already contract processing. If you want to use your in-house processors, there's ways to use them even when they can become contracted. Marketing execution on social media. Just don't try to do all of this at once. Systematize one area, then move on to the next, and know that it's going to be, or it's not going to look perfect at first. Things will get messy, and it's okay. Let it get messy, because it's after the mess that things will get better. And if you're worried about losing control, there's a few secrets you can try. Outsource with the right company or systems that actually improve things for you. Use clear checklists, regulate and meet to go over expectations. Make sure that the things that are important to you are happening and that you're checking in with who you're outsourcing to. So a service provider might cost you, for example, 500 to 2,000 a month, but if they save you 15 hours a week managing an admin person that you're also paying, let's say $4,000, that means even if you spent the 2,000 a month on that outsourced service, you're saving 2,000 a month on just your time holding them accountable. Plus you're saving 4,000 on hiring an administrative person. That means you're spending $1,000 to $2,000 versus spending 6,000. That's the difference between working hard and working smart. Not all of it is concrete, but you have to start seeing it differently. I have helped brokers increase their profitability by 30%. I've seen them double their income, cut their hours with this approach. Brokers who have been in business for years. Now let's talk about outsourcing work to a virtual assistant or a company. This was something that we had tried for years in different capacities. So my question to you is, like, have you ever tried outsourcing before and it flopped? It didn't go well. Because a lot of people fail at outsourcing because they don't have that system or that accountability or that feedback loop. It's about hiring a company that knows your business, that has run a mortgage company like yours. They know the things you need to have done, and you don't need to train them. The brokerage I was growing started using licensing help, a compliance company, but there was still a problem, right? They came to us for every little thing that they needed to go do the thing that they did. And that meant that we had to have a hired person to retrieve the info, then we give it to them. And it was just, ugh. Or the compliance company that we used, they gave us the compliance manuals, but then when we got called for an audit, a couple audits actually, we weren't doing the activity that was required. And we felt like there were gaps in these services. So we did something about it, and we created a support company for mortgage broker owners and mortgage businesses, and that did done for you all in one place, built by a mortgage broker owner team that needed this type of support to scale. It's called Mortgage Broker Concierge. Good programs like our Mortgage Broker Concierge, they don't add things to your plate. They remove things from your plate and they save you money. What you spend, you get back in fivefold. So if you're ready to scale your mortgage business, proven support, just click on the link below and meet with myself or someone on my team to talk about it and see if it can help take things off your plate so that you can go do your money making activities. We'll map out your biggest bottlenecks, your biggest opportunities, and we'll show you how to break through that ceiling. Don't let another year go by stuck at the same level. Make sure subscribe to my channel for advanced mortgage growth strategies as a loan officer or broker owner, and check out some of the next videos for actionable advice and systems that you can use right away.